Kay missed it. She was taking the picture, and somehow or another she missed it when it jumped. Pretty soon, when she turns the camera somewhere else, it'll jump. And see how far that is? It's a little cat. It's not a big cat.
All right, that cat wants off of there, though.
She can make it.
That cat really wants off. Oh, you missed it? Did you get him?
Oh, kitty.
That's a boy. I didn't think a cat could do it.
Oh, there's a big one.
Oh, sure. Well, that came off of that boat. Is it a little white cat?
Yeah.
It jumped from that boat there.
No kidding. That blue boat?
Yeah, the little white one from that blue boat. Yeah, right out on that, yeah. And I thought, well, that cat's no way can have jumped that far. Well, show you what I know. With your cat scared.
Now, why was this a baby?
Angus is like that.
It finally got
It has
one
a
when
cute-
Well, this was a little island on the way up to Pisa, and well, I guess really attached there with a bridge or something, but technically it's an island. We're still in Etruscan territory.
And Grosseto is a city that, since the war, has increased in population about 5 times, which means, once again, most of the city is very modern because of new buildings which have been added to the existing city. There is an old central square called Piazza Dante, surrounded by 16th century walls, and a cathedral, which was originally built in the 12th century.
This is the 3 duels, well, that's the
central square called Piazza Dante, surrounded by 16th century walls, and a cathedral, which was originally built in the 12th century.
This is the 3 duels, well, on a hill. Napoleon spent some time before returning to Europe, France, to try to conquer Europe. Farmer. His road is that long, you know, he's
the artist was responsible for lots of the frescoes that you saw in Assisi at the beginning of the tour. The cathedral has two main doors. One this end of the square, that is actually the main entrance, and one the other end of the square, which is closed, but it's interesting because it's a beautiful sculpted door showing 24 scenes from the scriptures, and that door was again the work of Bonanno Pisano, the original architect of the tower. Now the third building, which is the baptistry, the large dome which you can see in front of us, that contains of course the font and also a pulpit, which is once again work of the Pisano family, this time the cousin of Bonanno, Nicola. And the baptistry is quite interesting also, apart from the works of art inside, for its ecosystem. Now if you're in the baptistry at the right time this morning, you may be closed in by the caretaker, who will then sing and shout up into the dome, and you can hear his voice echoing round and round inside the huge dome. So something else quite interesting about the baptistry. And people often ask why baptistries were built as separate buildings, as you'll find in Florence also, and St. John's Church in Rome also has a separate baptistry building, and also the cathedral in Siena has a separate baptistry. Now the main reason was that a baptism during the Middle Ages was a very important ceremony that only happened 2 or 3 times a year, and it was all conducted by an archbishop, so it was more than just an ordinary ceremony. So they decided that the building for baptism should be separate from the cathedral, which was of course used all the time for masses and ceremonies. And apart from baptisms, once they built their special building, they decided they would use it for all sorts of special occasions, like receptions of visiting noblemen, or for investiture ceremonies, all sorts of special occasions. So it was really like a special ceremonies building. So those are the 3 main monuments of the Square of Miracles, which we'll be visiting this morning. The Leaning Tower, of course.
Okay, now we're heading for Leaning Tower of Pisa. However, I don't know, they've got a gate up there or something that apparently meters the traffic going downtown. Oh, it's a train tracks.
So 2 trains. Trains at the same time.
The Leaning Tower really leans here. Everything leans. This is the church here.
Not at the right angle to see the lead yet. We'll go.
Lots of little shops, carts selling stuff there, cards. They were just setting up.
60 rand.
And that's the old wall in the background there. See the gate there. That's, you know, usually all you see in the left of a lot of walls.
On va faire la bande.
Well, you need a tripod though on. This is the baptistry she was talking about that was designed by Pisano. This is inside the baptistry, you know, that separate building that she was talking about. And that's the pulpit.
No, and nothing.
Also designed by Pisano.